we have an incredible thing to share with you. The story was always known to us. The problem was, we never thought we had the camera footage to back it up. The events that took place were filmed during an earlier episode. After that, I lost the footage altogether. It was not until recently I learned that I could extract the time-lapse frame by frame from the original episode. This earlier trip was based on my accidental sighting of large footprints while making a music video. Now, as it turns out, our very first search with our most credible evidence was much more successful than I could have imagined. Colton was doing the filming. Tragically, we found out later that he had inadvertently filmed some of the day in time-lapse, especially during the time of some of our biggest discovery moments. It was amazing to hear what happened to him that day. Colton's first descent and his largest climb will be seen in the form of slides from our time-lapse. The rest of the episode will be in 4K movie. What I saw when I played the time-lapse back frame by frame and matched it to Colton's rendition of events, well, seeing is believing. Now, we can finally all see what took place on the mountain that day during Colton's extraordinary trek into the wilderness. It was early April 2023 when Colton made his descent into the canyon. We wanted to reach the prints before they melted out. He made his way towards the patch of trees to gain better footing. Halfway to the trees, you can see some of the broken shale with ripple marks. We are close to 4,000 feet in elevation here, but these rocks used to be part of an ancient ocean bottom. Now he's heading towards the national forest boundary. He has to be careful. These rocks tend to slide under his feet. After he reaches the property line, he turns north for better footing. Now at least he has some trees to grab on his way down. Now Colton is looking back up the mountain to check his progress. Here is me at the top of the screen. Now he looks up when he's past the boundary marker. The progress of the rock pile eventually overtook this tree. There are hundreds of rocks with patches of fool's gold. Here's looking south toward Wolverine Ridge. Now he arrives at the bottom, ready to turn south. At the bottom of the canyon, he still has a long hike south before he reaches the prints.
I'm gonna make my way over. I'm still filming, so.
10-4, I'm gonna be picking up. I'm heading to the other end of the road.
Copy that.
This is the only shot of the melted out prints. Colton never got a chance to get a closer shot. They were melted out anyway.
Well, I don't see you up there anymore.
I know it. It'll be a little while, but I'm just now packing up. I had to take a few more drone shots, but I'm packing up now.
Sounds good. I've made my way over to where you were talking about with the rock.
Good Lord, I'll hurry up.
Some of the next shots were in the original movie.
This thing's a steep bastard.
The whole area is a steep bastard. I'm up the top now. It'll take me a minute to get unloaded and find a parking spot out of his way and whatnot. And I'll be wandering back over there.
Okay, I'm pretty far down in this ravine now.
Just waved to Dave and I'm pulling in here.
I haven't spotted anything yet, but I stopped for a urination break and thought I heard something.
A couple of minutes later, a dump truck empties its load of rock just above Colton. At that very moment, I was filming that event with my drone. However, I was not aware at the time that he was directly below the truck while it was dumping.
I think that the front end loader just dumped rock just above where I'm at.
By God, he is too.
I can see how it looked like a front end loader from his point of view, but it was indeed a dump truck. In the original program, I narrated over this footage, but this time you will hear the live recording from his head cam on his first climb up the mountain that day. I'm trying to locate Colton, where I thought he was on the bottom of the canyon only a few minutes ago. I'm on the radio with him when he made this hair-raising jump.
I have no idea where you're at.
This is where I asked Colton to return to the melted tracks below so I could film him with the drone. I was having issues with my drone. That's when Colton heard something above him and decided to make a second climb.
I'm doing great. Just enjoying the peace and quiet. I've heard a few noises. Kind of a big bang.
It went from hiking to climbing almost right away. He's heading for the ridge line on the southern crest of the mountain. He is carefully making his way up the fractured shale rock. These prints start showing up where the ground is softer. Now Colton climbs even higher up the precarious ridge. Here he is, 3/4 of the way to the top of the mountain. He is about to scale the rock when he heard a loud commotion near a higher peak to the north of him. Here he scrambles around the rock to get a better look. Now, the sound had traveled down the mountain quite a ways. This is when he realized the noise must have come from a large rock rolling down the mountain. Now, rock slides are not that rare around here, but just one rock by itself sort of sticks out. Here, he is beginning his climb on the highest peak to the north. You can see the rocks coming loose in his hands while he's climbing. While looking down at his progress, a powerful odor became evident. Here he is, trying to reach a hole he discovered. At first glance, he thought this might be a hole left from a rock that was removed from the mountain. When he reaches the hole, it becomes obvious to Colton that this must be an animal den of some kind. Perhaps the wolverine I saw earlier. It was too deep and dark to see if the small cave was occupied. The odor was at its peak, which also meant something could still be in the den. Just after that, he said he heard a strange sound, some kind of vocalization, but in the form of a series of low grunts. He climbed again for higher ground, looking back to see if something was behind him. When he arrived at the next level of his climb, there is a possible cave in the shot. Colton did not see this cave. He was still in a hurry to climb higher. The mouth of the cave is mostly blocked with rocks and logs. It looks like an attempt was made to conceal it. Now he was taking long reaches up the rock face, climbing trees and cliffs at the same time. Only about 30 feet to go, his legs and arms rubbery now. He reaches the summit and looks for the source of the grunts. The grunts start up again, so he crawls forward to get a better look. As we know, these shots were taken randomly every few seconds. However, we were lucky enough to capture a mysterious image. I named this episode Seeing is Believing, so our viewers can judge for themselves. Here is a shot where I try zooming in. These are not definitive pictures, but we thought they should be shared with you anyway. Is this what's making the grunts? If so, what is it? Yes, I saw the glitch, but could not remove it. This is where Colton shuts off his camera and heads for home. He had to get back before dark. He had no flashlight or firearm for the unexpected hike. Here is Colton returning from his journey. Almost home now, walking left to right. My drone was in hover in case I caught him on camera, which I did. This shows him breaking off a stick to wave at the camera. 31 seconds later, we lost the sun behind a cloud from here to here. This is Colton waving at the camera one more time before finishing his journey in the dark without a flashlight. We have to return to the unexplored cave as soon as possible to make entry. It's a long and dangerous trek getting there. Colton will have to make the hike up the mountain without me. And now, winter is coming on. We hope to see you again for our upcoming episode during the cold season. We would love to have you along.